All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater. Let's have an adventure. Head in the clouds, but my gravity centered. Touch my neck and I'll touch yours. You and those little high-waisted shorts. Oh, she knows what I think about and what I think about. One love, two mouths. One love, one house. No shirt, no blouse, just us. You find out nothing that we don't wanna tell you about. No, 'cause it's too cold for you here and now. So let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. Let me just take your breath away. I don't mind if there's not much to say. Sometimes the silence guides the mind to move to a place so far away. The goosebumps start to raise the minute that my left hand meets your waist. And then I watch your face, put my finger on your tongue 'cause you love the taste, yeah. These hearts adore everyone the other beats hardest for. Inside this place is warm, outside is ice to pour. Coming down, one love, two mouths. One love, one house. No shirt, no blouse, just us. You find out nothing that we don't wanna tell you about. No, 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 'cause it's too cold for you here and now. So let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. It's too cold for you here and now. So let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. Driving through the road work, oh the work they took forever on the road. Cones blur like memories of the miles we shared between. The place you learned to say your prayers, the place I took to praying. Loading in and breaking down my road dog door deal dreams. Long before we ever met, I made up my direction. Long before I knew the half of half I'm sure of now. Though I'd say it ain't the way that you'd have gone about it. Follow me and lead me on and never let me down. alright. She likes to roll here in my ashes anyway. Played from the bedside, still by starlight. There was my heart, the drums that start off night and day. The same kind of music haunts her bedroom. I'm almost me again, she's almost you. And I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. Tell me who and I'd be thanking them. The numbered lovers of Duke Ellington. Do I owe each kiss to lip and cheek as soft as Chet can sing? Let's get lost and let the good times roll. Let smoke rings from this paper doll blow sweet and thick till every thought of it don't mean a thing. I got some color back, she thinks so too. I laugh like me again, she laughs like you. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know it, I wouldn't know it, I would know it, I would know it, I would. I would know it, I would know it, I would know it, I would know it, I would know. The very thought of you and there, my blue, a love supreme seems far removed. I get along without you very well some other nights. Lord, the radio newsreader chimes, reporting Russian lullabies. She'll turn to me awake and ask, is everything alright? And love, I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know where to start. Sweet music playing in the dark. Be still my foolish heart, don't ruin this on me.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography, don't know much trigonometry, don't know much about algebra, don't know what a sliding rule is for, but I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Now I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I can win your love for me. Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. La ta 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 ta. History, biology, well, la ta 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 ta. Science book, French I took. Yeah, but I do know that I love you,
street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel under street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up. Feel like the least of all your problems. You can't reach me if you wanna stay up tonight. Stay up at night. Like green lights in your body language. Seems like you could use a little company from me. But if you got everything and figured out like you say, don't waste a minute, don't wait, admit it. It's only a matter of time for you to tell me now. 'Cause I've been up for 3 nights at the motel under street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel under street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up. I can't fix each and all your problems. I'm no good with names or faces. She sent me naked pictures from her neck down to the waist. I get my feelings involved. She stopped returning my calls. The flaws turning to walls and barricades. And I'm too far gone in all the wrong ways. And every long day is a bad one. I can't make you call or make you stay and take you off a pedestal. So I get lost in modern music, watching movies, talking to the walls in my room, walking through the halls in my head, just trying to make sure it all makes sense. I ain't made of money, maybe someday you can take it from me. I'm up too late, thinking about you, and MIA for 3 nights at the motel under street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up. 3 nights at the motel under street lights in the city of palms. Call me what you want when you want if you want. And you can call me names if you call me up.
Think about it. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is a wasted time. Look inside your heart and I look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling behind what could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking of. Bring me higher love. Bring me higher love. Oh, bring me higher love. Bring me a higher love. Bring me higher love. Bring me higher love. Worlds are turning, and we're just hanging on, facing our fear and standing out there alone. Our yearning, yeah, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling behind and what could be. Oh, bring me a higher love, my Lord. bring me a higher love. Oh, oh, bring me a higher love. My love, it's that higher love I keep thinking of. Bring me higher love. Bring me higher love. Bring me higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. Love. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no ribbon. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna leave, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get lucky.
We're up all night to get. 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 We're night to get lucky. We're up all 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 night to get lucky.
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get lucky.
Walking through the door of this old and lonely place that used to feel like us. Remembering the only thing that made me feel like I was worth the love. We used to hold hands, now I dance alone. We had Springsteen playing so loud. We danced in the dark till it felt like home. With you, home was anywhere. But you will never be left behind. Give me a moment, I need just a little more time. If I could, I would have made things right. But we can't go back to the way that we used to love. Never apart, you're still running through my blood. But we can't go back to the way that we used to love. But we can't go back to the way that we used to love. We can't go back to the way that we used to be. Talking through the night, you were laying by my side. You were always there to heal my scars. And into the dawn, I do my best to try and find some sleep, but you still keep me up. We used to hold hands, now I dance alone. We had Springsteen playing so loud. We danced in the dark till it felt like home. With you, home was anywhere. But you will never be left behind. Give me a moment, I need just a little more time. If I could, I would have made things right. But we can't go back to the way that we used to love. Never apart, you're still running through my blood. from the emptiness, but I can't escape. You're still in my head. I'm running from the emptiness, but I can't escape. You're still in my head. Oh, I'm running from the emptiness, but I can't escape. Still in my head. Oh, I'm running from the emptiness. We can't go back to the way that we used to love.
I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms, covering the old heartbreaks with new tattoos. It's all about smoke screens and cigarettes, looking through low lights at silhouettes. But all I see is lonely people in crowded rooms. The city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, then leave me alone. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home. Am I getting closer to knowing where I belong? The city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. I remember mornings where my head didn't hurt, and I remember nights when I didn't feel like work. She wakes up at noon and she's out till 3. She lays her perfume all over me. But I remember mornings where my head didn't hurt. Oh, the city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, then leave me alone. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home. Am I getting closer to knowing where I belong? The city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. She got a hold on me. She got me wrapped around her finger. She got a hold on me. She got me wrapped around her finger. The city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, then leave me alone. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home. Am I getting closer to knowing where I belong? The city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. Oh, the city's gonna break my heart. Hey, she's always gonna break your heart.
Are you drunk enough now to judge what I'm doing? Are you high enough to excuse that I'm ruined? 'Cause I'm ruined. Is it late enough for you to come and stay over? 'Cause we're free to love, so tease me. I made no promises, I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything. Magic is in the air, there ain't no science here, so come get your everything. I made no promises, I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything. Magic is in the air, there ain't no science here, so come get your everything. Tonight.
You acting tonight?
Is it loud enough? 'Cause my body is calling for you, calling for you. I need someone to do the things that I do. I'm healing on, energy taking control.
promises. I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything.
Tonight,
Magic is in the air. There ain't no science here, so come get your everything.
tonight,
I made no promises. I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything.
tonight,
Magic is in the air. There ain't no science here, so come get your everything.
tonight.
Tonight.
You everything tonight.
'Cause I need your green light, day and night. Say that you're mine. 'Cause I need your green light, day and night. Say that you're mine. Say that you're mine. Say that you're mine. I made no promises. I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything.
Tonight,
Magic is in the air. There ain't no science here, so come get your everything.
tonight,
I made no promises. I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything.
tonight,
Magic is in the air. There ain't no science here, so come get your everything.
tonight.
Tonight.
LA on a Saturday night in the summer. Sundown and they all come out. Lamborghinis and they rented hummus. The party's on, so they're heading downtown. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, 'cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. Yeah, you look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know? Inside the world of beautiful people. Champagne and rolled up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful. Yeah, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful.
Drove for hours last night and we made it nowhere. Now I see stars in your eyes when we're halfway there. Now I'm not fazed by all the lights and flashy cameras. 'Cause with my arms around you, there's no need to care. We don't fit in well, we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation here. You look stunning, please, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become
Beautiful people. Top designer clothes, front row at fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know? Inside the world of beautiful people. Champagne and rolled up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not show you demons, and I might show you mine. One at a time, yeah, yeah. What are you hiding? What a design, yeah, yeah. I wanna dive in. What a divine moment. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? 'Cause I can't breathe. Where did you come from, baby? And what you sent to save me? Oh, there's God in every move. Oh, and you're the living proof. The way your hands can shake me, soft to the touch, they make me whole. There's God in every move. Oh, and you're the living proof. Like a choir singing hallelujah, ooh yeah. Choir singing hallelujah, like a choir singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Choir singing hallelujah, bodies crashing right into ya. Do you feel me? Can you feel me? 'Cause I can't breathe. Where did you come from, baby? And what you sent to save me? Oh, there's God in every move. Oh, and you're the living proof. Oh, the way your hands can shake me, soft to the touch, they break me. Oh, there's God in every move. Oh, and you're the living proof. Like a choir singing hallelujah, ooh yeah. Choir singing hallelujah. after night of champagne. As I kiss you again and again and again and again. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling out from ear to ear, but I know nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first, baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Oh, baby, you put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby, you put my love on top, 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 top. My love on top. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only thing I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you, baby. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. You're the one that I love, baby. You're all I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I always call when I need you. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. 'Cause you're the one that I love, baby. You're the one that I need. You're the only man I see. Baby, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. 'Cause you're the one that I love, baby. You're the one that I need. You're the only one I see. Baby, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls.
Hey, yeah, I'm a bad boy doing good things. Got a lemonade with chicken wings. With a bad bitch, and she quite thick. So I might just pop myself a chain tonight. Slim shawty with a tank top. I'ma let her munch it on my cake pop. Yeah, young Bill making his drop. So I might just take your woman for a night. Everybody in the whole building. I said, everybody in the whole building. Come on, follow along, feel the groove, and get yourself to move. Get your ass to the dance floor. I said, get your ass to the dance floor. Come on, follow along, feel the groove. Yeah, there's no one to prove. Big a girl, big a boy, spin around like a toy. Grab 'em hands, put 'em close, push 'em back, do the most. I said, big a girl, come on, big a boy, come on, spin around, come on, like a toy. I said, grab 'em hands, come on, put 'em close, come on, oh yeah, push 'em back, come on, do the most. Let's go. And a mirror whip on the side, damn I'm looking fly. Baby, no money, young baby, I'm fine. 30-minute hits, yeah, why would I lie? Pop all night, we pacify. Crazy bad girls on my side, think I need a try. Confidence is peaking, I'm a really nice guy. As I find lady, yo, girl, you wanna try? Can't you feel these sparks tonight? Everybody in the whole building, I said, everybody in the whole building. Come on, follow along, feel the groove, and get yourself to move. Get your ass to the dance floor. I said, get your ass to the dance floor. Come on, follow along, feel the groove. Yeah, there's no one to prove. Big a girl, big a boy, spin around like a toy. Grab 'em hands, put 'em close, push 'em back, do the most. I said, big a girl, come on, big a boy, come on, spin around, come on, like a toy. I said, grab 'em hands, come on, put 'em close, come on, oh yeah, push 'em back, come on, do the most. Let's go. Big a girl, come on, big a boy, come on, spin around, come on, like a toy. I said, grab 'em hands, come on, put 'em close, come on, push 'em back, come on, do the most.
Bring a girl, she my world. Got her dancing, come on, make her twirl. I've been doing things all y'all couldn't dream of. I just made another song for the people. Dancing, romancing, turned up, blacked out in a mansion. Got the money so the drinks on me. Got the honey so the bees on me. Drip like a faucet, yeah, Billy saucin'. 3 gold chains, keep me cold, Steve Austin. And I'm lit, don't care about tomorrow. Me and a couple girls headed to the condo. Baby, no money, got the bag. And young babe chillin', he been running up the bands. Flexed on my ex, got me feeling like the man. And all I ever do is drop hits, that's the plan.
that the refreshment stations will be closing in 10 minutes. We'll be getting on to the formal part of the program in 10 minutes, starting with a draw for Annabelle Cosmetic Products.
I tried to comprehend it, but I knew it from the start. You work a little differently than anyone I've ever known. Hopeless little moments got me chasing you for miles. I open up the window just to see if you're around. I'm wishing I could show you all these feelings that I felt. Whoa. You got a hold of me. I'm diving in head first, hoping I can love you so recklessly. You hit me like a tidal wave, I'm falling off. You got me hypnotized, mesmerized, wrapped around your finger till the lights go low. You got a hold of me, a hold of me. Adrenaline that's beating through my heart. You walk a little closer and I feel it coming on. I'm crazy for your energy that echoes anywhere I go. Riding these highs, sunk in these lows, still on my mind, it's out of control. I can't let you go. Got my cards folded, waiting
so recklessly. You hit me like a tidal wave, I'm falling off. You got me hypnotized, mesmerized, wrapped around your finger till the lights go low. Got a hold of me, a hold of me. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, some days you wake up and nothing works, you feel surrounded. Gotta give your feet some gravity to get you grounded. Keep good things inside your ears just like the waves and sound it. And just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. He keeps leaving you for dead. I don't know what you've been waiting for. So you've got your love locked up instead, but something better's waiting at your door. You don't know your worth, all the things I know that you deserve. Say it's not real if it doesn't hurt. Find someone you know will put you first. Find someone who love you at your worst. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. Who puts you first? Find someone who loves you at your worst. Don't forget the words I said. Picking you up when you're feeling down. You get strung on thoughts left in your head. When you lost hope, soon you will be found. You don't know your worth, all the things I know that you deserve. Say it's not real if it doesn't hurt. Find someone you know will put you first. Find someone who love you at your worst. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up.
Find someone who love you right your way. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. See your face. Find someone who loves you right your way. Find someone who loves you right your way. I've been thinking about you lately, reminiscing, going crazy. Miss the way your kiss would keep me up. Hey, wish that you were here tonight, drinking vodka soda, extra limes, and we could just get back to being us. 'Cause I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, like we were last time. I want you again, you again, you again, to be still in my covers, all tangled in each other nights, still playing back in my head. I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, yeah. Do you ever think about the days we couldn't live without each other? Where the hell did we go wrong? Hey, how'd we go from that to this? How'd we let a good thing slip? Do we really have to go move on? I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, like we were last time. I want you again, you again, you again, to be still in my covers, all tangled in each other nights, still playing back in my head. I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, yeah. Say, I just wanna be cool again. Cause I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, like we were last time. I want you again, you again, you again, to be still in my covers, all tangled in each other nights, still playing back in my head. I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again, yeah. Y'all know, yeah, I just wanna be cool again, like last summer with you. Cool again, cool again, cool again, yeah. When you're numb to the touch, you cannot chase this ghost away. And this too shall pass, this too shall pass. It won't always be the same. And every single scar that you claim is a stone in the path to this place. And every single choice that you made has led you this way. So lay your head on me, lay your head on me, lay your head on me, lay your head on me. Don't be afraid of love. And I can see it in your eyes, love. And your secret is not safe with me. You can spin through the night with your powder mind, but don't cover up your scars for me. And every single choice that you made was a stone in the path to this place. And every single cut that you claim has led you this way. Lay your head on me, lay your head on me, lay your head on
Wow, 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 wow. What an incredible meal. How about a round of applause for the team at Real and the meal that they put together for us tonight? So at this time, you will have noticed one of these little blue tickets. Make sure to grab the blue ticket, hold it in your hand. We will be picking 10 winners of prizes worth of Annabelle products, as well as tournament gear, and one grand prize of $600. Alors, sortez votre billet bleu. On va avoir un tirage de 10 prix Annabelle Cosmétiques, plus un prix, un grand prix de 600 piastres. The first prize, the number is 506192. 506192. If you're the winner, please come to the front. That's the second prize, le deuxième prix, number 506253. 506253. Oh, we have a winner. The third prize, le troisième prix, 506212. 506212. The fourth prize, le quatrième prix, 506060. 506060. Is that four? The fifth prize, le cinquième prix, 506427. 506427. Le sixième prix, the sixth prize, 506356. 506356. The seventh prize, le septième prix, 506191. 506191. The eighth prize, le huitième prix, 506669. 506669. Is this eight? The eighth prize. The next prize, 506442. 506442. The next prize, 506034. 506034. And then this is the last one. Okay. Okay. The next prize, 506152. 506152. two more?
Okay, to pick two because they didn't show up. There is somebody coming there.
Wait. Rather than this one first. 6153, yes.
And there's another one.
And maybe the other one. 6356. Yes. So now we can do the.
If nobody calls this one, we call another. Okay. The $600. Fine.
The fine one? You throw that back in there. Okay, now here for the grand prize, pour le Grand Prix. The number is 506853. 506853. And I would ask the winner to come on stage.
Like that you're broken like me. Maybe that makes me a fool. Like that you're lonely like me. I could be lonely with you. I met you late night at a party. Some trust fund babies, Brooklyn loft by the bathroom. You said let's talk, but my confidence is wearing off. Well, these are my people, these are my friends. She grabbed my face and that's when she said.
Well, that was exciting. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered here today on Treaty 4 territory, the traditional lands of the Cree, Saulteaux, Nakota, Lakota, and Dakota peoples, as well as the homeland of the Métis Nation. Je reconnais et honore la gestion de ces terres, les contributions des peuples autochtones à cette région et leur présence continue et leur résilience face aux défis et injustices persistants. I would also like to acknowledge our sponsors. Nous voulons également remercier nos commanditaires. Annabelle Cosmetics, Gatorade, Regina Hotels Association, and REAL, the Regina Exhibition Association Limited. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Nous vous remercions pour votre commanditaire. Now, as is done at every Canadian Ringette Championship, I would like to draw your attention to the seat that has been designated in honor of Agnes Jacks. Agnes was the wife of Sam Jacks. Sam invented the sport of ringette in 1963. Sam Jacks a inventé le sport de ringuette en 1963. Son épouse Agnes, l'ambassadrice de notre sport, était présente à plusieurs de ces championnats. Agnes will always be remembered, and a seat will forever be kept for her amongst our honored guests. And now, I would like to introduce you to our keynote speaker. Et maintenant pour notre conférencière principale. Sarah Wells is an Olympian who had to overcome many obstacles and injuries throughout her journey to the Olympics and Pan Am Games. Outside of competitive sports, Sarah is now coaching people to pursue excellence through the Believe Initiative, which is an organization founded on a message of resilience. For any of you who are fans of Canada's Amazing Race, you will recognize Sarah as one of the past competitors. Sarah Wells est une athlète olympique qui a dû surmonter de nombreux obstacles et blessures tout au long de son parcours vers les Jeux olympiques et les Jeux panaméricains. En dehors du sport de compétition, Sarah est maintenant entraîneur et encourage les gens à poursuivre l'excellence grâce à l'initiative Believe, une organisation fondée sur un message de résilience. Pour tous ceux qui sont fans de la course Amazing Race du Canada, vous reconnaîtrez Sarah comme l'une des anciennes concurrentes. Please join me in welcoming Sarah.
This is the most amazing room. These table centers are like mind-blowing. I cannot believe Can we give one massive round of applause for the organizing committee who's spent so much hard work here today? My name is Sarah Wells, and I'm an Olympic athlete. I run the 400-meter hurdles, and this is the perfect event. I'm so honored to be here today because you're a room full of athletes, and so I cannot wait to share my experience from the Olympic Games. And I'm wondering if you guys could help me out real quick. Could you guys clap your hands twice as fast as you can? Go! Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Some of you are tired from the week. You know, you've done a lot of reaction time stuff. Let's try that again. Clap your hands twice as fast as you can. Go! False start. Some of you disqualified. Let's try that again. Twice. Go! Faster. 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 Okay. That last one. That probably took you like half a second. What if the difference between epic success and total failure happened in that half a second? As athletes, you guys know that half a second can be the difference sometimes of getting the goal, winning the medal. And that half a second is the reason why we as athletes literally do not have time to question our ability. Now, when I walked up here, some of you may have seen I was holding this silver medal. Now, this silver medal I won at the Pan American Games in Toronto in 2015. And in that race, oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. In that race, in the lane next to me, was the #1 ranked girl in the world. Now, I remember waiting for the starter to say the scariest words, "On your marks." And you know butterflies in your stomachs? I didn't have butterflies. I had vampire bats with machetes in their hands. Starter gets us in our blocks. Set. Now, I wanted to win this race. I wanted to win a medal. I knew that it was possible for me. But I also knew that the #1 ranked girl in the world was in the lane next to me. And track and field is pretty absolute. Her personal best was better than my personal best. And so I knew I would likely expect to see her in front of me the whole race. When the gun goes off, I come out so fast. I'm attacking every single hurdle. And my coach and I, we had planned the perfect race plan. And so I am in my head just executing the perfect cues that I know I needed in order to run the race of my life. But because I'm so locked into these cues, about 3/4 of the way around the track, because I run the 400-meter hurdles, which is one big lap with 10 hurdles, 3/4 of the way around the track, all of a sudden, we get over the second last hurdle, and as I leap up, for the first time, I come back to reality. And it was only a matter of milliseconds, but as I'm hanging over top of that second last hurdle, I remember thinking, I'm winning. Where is she? She should be here by now. And as we get over the second last hurdle, we charge to the last one. She charges forward. She gets gold. I get silver. And so I cannot tell you how often I wonder, what if I hadn't have had that split-second thought? What if I hadn't have questioned what I was capable of? Could this have been gold? What if you actually believed you could? What if you actually believed you were destined for greatness, that you were pretty enough, smart enough, funny enough, athletic enough? What if you actually believed you could? The biggest obstacles on our pursuit to excellence will be the limiting beliefs we place on ourselves. Now, because I'm an Olympic athlete, some of you might think that I'm actually good at sports. Like, I could maybe do what you do occasionally here and there. Let me just pop that bubble for you right now. I suck at sports. You guys are actually skilled, athletic. You can run and skate, and you can have skill with hand-eye coordination. I can't do that. In high school, I showed up and I wanted to be part of a team. I wanted to, have my crew like you guys have your teams. And I tried out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, field hockey, badminton, you name it, I tried out. I got cut from every single one of those teams. I was so convinced I was the least athletic human on the planet. And so all of 9th grade had pretty much gone by, and I hadn't made not even one team. And so eventually in the springtime, I was like, well, I guess I'm just not athletic then. But in gym class one day, my high school teacher saw me run up to a soccer ball, get there, do nothing with it, but then accelerate away again. And he's like, Sarah, you should come out for the track team. I want to teach you how to hurdle. I was like, nah, man, I suck at sports. You don't want me on your team. He's like, no, I think you could be good. And so that coach and I started to train together. And I lost a lot of races, but I started to win some. And then we won our provincial championships and eventually our junior national championships. And after a few years, I set my sights on one day making the Olympic Games. Now, the year before, the London Olympics, I had really wanted this dream to come true. And there we go. I can't fully see the slides, but you guys let me know if I'm not putting them up. I really wanted this dream to come true, to make the London Olympic Games. And I wasn't good at anything else, so this was my one shot. And I was at a training camp down in Florida the year before the London Olympics, doing 2-a-day workouts, one in the morning, one in the evening, crushing these workouts, because I had to crush the workouts. There was a tiny thermometer of stress in the back of my brain constantly reminding me, the Olympics are coming. You gotta be training, you gotta be faster, everyone else is. And the morning after the biggest workout of the week, I got out of bed, I stepped down, and I got this searing pain at my leg. And I was like, oh my gosh, what was that? Nothing happened yesterday. There was no moment of impact. I don't remember pulling anything. So what is this? I don't have time for this. And the reason that I didn't have time for that was because I had never touched Olympic standard in my sport at that time. Now, Olympic standard is the minimum qualifying time you have to hit in order to go to the games. I had only ever run 56 seconds for the 400-meter hurdles, and I needed to run 55 seconds in order to qualify. Now, we just talked about how half a second is a big deal. So having to improve an entire second, I needed every day, every week, every month in order to make this dream come true. And so when I feel this pain in my leg, all of a sudden I was like, no, I don't have time for this. Now, my coach and I, we couldn't figure it out. We didn't understand why this injury hurt sometimes and sometimes not, and what was going on. And so eventually we saw a special sports medicine doctor, and we found out that I had developed a stress fracture in my femur. Now, your femur, as some of you would know, is your massive thigh bone, the biggest bone in your entire body. And mine was breaking in half the year before the Olympics. When the doctor told me this, my heart sank. I was like, no, I've been training my whole life for this moment. I'm trying to make the Olympics. Did you hear me when I said that? I don't have time to be injured. And I said, well, how long do I have to sit out for? I need to be training every single day. And the doctor said, I need you to sit out for 3 months. 3 months. You guys know how hard that would be? After you put in all of that time, all of that effort, you just put in that brutal, grueling workout yesterday. You don't want to lose that fitness. 3 months he wanted me to sit out for. That night, I left the doctor's office just bawling my eyes out. Laying in bed that night, I questioned my self-worth. I considered giving up. I thought, right now, all of my friends, they introduced me as, oh, this is my friend Sarah. She's trying to make the Olympics. Isn't that cool? What if they couldn't do that anymore? Would my friends still like me? Would people still listen to what I had to say? That night, I only fell asleep when I was too exhausted to keep on crying. And the next morning, my coach called an emergency meeting. And my coach sat me down and he said, Sarah, I know right now you are so defeated. You feel so deflated. But I have a plan. Are you ready to commit to that plan? I was like, well, it depends. What is it? And he said, I want you to focus on these 3 things. I want you to focus on consistency, I want you to focus on choice, and I want you to focus on cataloging your wins. Now, what he meant by that for consistency is he said, Sarah, I know right now, we just basically had an Alice in Wonderland moment where our hallway just grew 14 times the size. The goal felt like it was maybe possibly in reach, and now it feels like it's getting further and further away. And what I need you to do right now is not focus on the distance, but focus on your attendance. He wanted me to show up for that goal every single day. And some days showing up for the goal was going into the weight room and sitting on my butt because I wasn't allowed to do any weight-bearing activity on my leg. And so I would just sit down and do arm exercises. But sometimes showing up for the goal was me literally just getting out of bed, just fostering up some of the ability to keep going. Showing up for the goal might look different for you, but when something goes wrong, an obstacle comes up that you never suspected, I want you to not focus on the distance of how far that might be away, and instead focus on your attendance. Because the roller coaster ride of feeling like you want to give up and walking away, even just once in a while, can sometimes prevent us from achieving that thing. Because I want you to remember and think of this. We can't boil a pot of water taking it off the stove all the time. So that first thing, consistency, was what he wanted me to focus on. The second thing is that he wanted me to focus on choice. He wanted me to focus on choice because, as you guys know, when an obstacle comes along, things don't go our way, it's so easy for our brain to start focusing on the things that are outside of our control. He actually made me draw a circle and put the things outside of the circle that were out of my control. The injury we couldn't control. What other athletes were doing, we couldn't control. The ideas and concepts that other people had, whether I would or would not make the Olympics, was out of my control. But what I could focus in on was showing up for the goal, going to the weight room, getting good sleep, eating better, whatever that is, focusing in on what we can actually control is so important. The best story I've heard of that is actually this story from a book called The Coffee Bean. And The Coffee Bean talks about, it's this like fable tale where there's a student who's super stressed out at school and his professor who he's taking this class with. And the student goes up to his professor and he's like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm going to fail this course. I don't want to be in this. I don't know what to do. Tell me what I should do. And the professor says, I want you to go home and I want you to boil an egg and come back and tell me what happens. He's like, weird homework, man, but okay. So he goes home, boils the egg. Of course, some of you may have experienced this. Eat it for breakfast. It gets hard. So he comes back to the professor and he said, yeah, the egg got hard. I ate it for breakfast. He said, yeah, because sometimes when we're in hot water, we can shell up. We can put a hard exterior up. We don't want anything or anyone to come near us. And he said, your next assignment is I want you to go home and I want you to boil a carrot. And that student goes home and boils a carrot. He's supposed to report back what goes on. Tells the professor, yeah, okay, I boiled the carrot, and it was this echoey? I'm going to turn that off in case that helps. He boils the carrot, and he says, the carrot got wilty. It got, just gave up. It has nothing to live for. And he said, yeah, because sometimes we're in hot water, we can just completely give up. We lose the structure in our lives that helped us keep going. We can just absolutely throw in the towel. And he said, now this third assignment is I want you to go home, and I want you to boil a coffee bean. And so this student goes home and boils the coffee bean and comes back, reports what happened, and the professor says, so what do you think? What happened? And the student says, well, the coffee bean, it made coffee. And the professor said, yeah, because sometimes when we're in hot water, we can influence our environment as much as our environment can influence us. And every single one of you, when an obstacle comes along, when things don't go your way, you can be a coffee bean too. You can focus in on what's in your control and influence your environment as much as you feel it's influencing you. That's what my coach wanted me to do there. The third thing he wanted me to focus on was to catalog my wins. Because, again, when something comes up that we're unexpected, things don't go as planned, it can be so easy for us to convince ourselves of a story that is completely untrue. We start telling ourselves why we're not good enough. We start collecting stories that reinforce that we're actually not as good of an athlete as we thought we were. We're not as good of a student as we thought we were. We're actually not a great friend. We're actually not a good person. We actually, our lives are meaningless. When instead, if we can actually keep a journal, a log, we can reshift our focus on where we're actually making progress. So for me, when I was injured, yeah, I wasn't necessarily taking leaps and bounds physically in my workouts, but I was strengthening my core and doing all these different things that was going to allow me to be a better athlete once I was cleared to run. And so every single one of you, if you don't already keep a log, a journal, I'm not saying you need to like drink a matcha latte, put on a hemp sweater, and be like, hello, dear diary. But I do encourage you to keep a journal of the things that you are working on, the progress that you are making, and write that down every week or every month, so that in the moments when things don't go right, instead of spiraling downwards, you can go back to this catalog and say, okay, was today a bad day? Yeah, today was a bad day. But has it been a bad week? No. Has it been a bad month? No. Look at all these things that I've been moving forward in. And this allows you to not just make yourself feel better, but you have tangible evidence that you are actually improving. Those three things, consistency, choice, and catalog, those got me through the 3 months the doctor had me sitting out. Now, after getting through those 3 months, the worst 3 months of my entire life at that time, I knew the day of my doctor's appointment. I was so excited. I thought, okay, I'm going to get cleared to run today. I'm going to get back to Olympic training. And so I sat on the doctor's office table, waiting for the doctor to come in. And the second that he did, I started swinging my legs. I said, okay, can I go? Can I train? Is it healed? And the doctor looked at the new scan, looked back at me, and he said, I'm so sorry, Sarah. The bone isn't healed. Come back in another month. Another month? That 4th month turned into 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. 9 months, the year before the Olympics, I am just sitting around, watching teammates and friends and competitors get better and faster and stronger, and I watch my dream slip away. Everyone around me told me to remain realistic. This is a pretty impossible goal, and I've now made it a lot more challenging on myself by sitting around for 9 months. And on my first day back to training, I only had 6 months left to qualify. I had 6 months to get back to who I was before the injury and still improve an entire second. And everyone around me, you know what? They were right. Physiologically, I wasn't getting better or faster or stronger. But what I was strengthening was a muscle people couldn't see. And that was my self-belief. Because I could have quit. I could have walked away. I could have told all of you here tonight, yeah, you know, I was trying to make the Olympics, but then my femur was breaking in half, and so I decided to walk away. And you would have said, yeah, that makes sense. But I didn't. I chose to keep getting back up and pursuing this goal, regardless of the certainty that I would get the outcome or not. And so that showed me that I believed in me. And so on that first day back to training, after 9 months of sitting out, I was allowed to do a few pathetic jogging laps around the track. And I left the track, and I went to the tattoo parlor. Very interesting recovery technique. I do not suggest you all leave here and go there. But I wanted to go to the tattoo parlor to get the word believe tattooed onto my wrist. Now again, I am not suggesting you tattoo yourselves of your goals. Don't go home and be like, yeah, great tournament, mom and dad, can't wait till I get a tattoo. But what I am suggesting is that you find your word or phrase or quote or whatever that is for you, and then you write it down. Because I knew the next 6 months were going to be hard. But I also knew that I could anchor myself to this word and remind myself if anyone could do this, it was me. And so find your word and write it down to a place where you can bump in and see it. Make it your phone display, make it your computer background, whatever that is, find your word. Now with 6 months to go, I basically carried my injury plan, the 3 C's, into my training. I was consistent. I focused on what I could control, and I cataloged my wins to keep that tailwind motivation moving forward as I tried to make this impossible dream come true. Inch by inch, step by step, for the sake of time, I can't get into every detail, but 6 months later, I now knew if I won the Olympic trials, I was going to the London Olympic Games. On the day of that race, I was so nervous. Those vampire bats, machetes, they back. They're in there just destroying my stomach. Starter says, on your marks. When the gun goes off, I come out so fast. I remember hearing the announcer over the PA system say, and that's Sarah Wells in lane 4. I was like, shut up, man, I'm really trying to focus here. Coming around the final corner, every ounce of my body is flooded with lactic acid, that burning sensation you get when you run as hard as you can. I got over the final hurdle, I charged the finish line, I lean, and I look up at the scoreboard. And I won! I won the Olympic trials, and I was going to the London Olympic Games. Thank you. It was the most surreal experience of my life. I was so excited. But you guys know this, right? When you've run those hard running workouts, you don't know if you're going to throw up or die or be alive. And so I finished this race, and I'm so excited, but I'm also so nauseous. And so I just crawl over to this grass patch that was beside the stands. And my siblings, they were in the stands that day. So they came running down like dunk, 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 dunk. And they're hanging over the fence where I'm laying in the grass. And they're like, oh my God, you did it, oh my God. And I'm just looking up at them like a newborn baby who has no idea what's happening in the world, saying, this is the best day of my whole life. It's the best day of my whole life. And that moment, the best day of my whole life, happened because 6 months before that, I had the courage to believe in me. I know that some of you are sitting there hearing me say this, and what you're thinking is, ew, whoa, oh God, this is who they brought in? This girl's got her head in the clouds. I believe in myself and all my problems are gonna go away. I'm gonna believe in myself, we're just gonna win our next game. I'm gonna believe in myself and get the grades I want. Show me how that's gonna work, Sarah. And when you say it like that, it sounds like you're expecting to just say, all right, I believe in myself, so let's make these things happen. But it's not that reactive. It doesn't necessarily always work right away in the moment you believe in yourself. And sometimes it doesn't mean like just walking into a room and saying, I've got this. No, it means that you are first brave enough to have a goal so big, so scary, some people do think you're insane for having it. Then you know it's going to be a challenging road. You know it's not always going to work out, yet you have the grit to go for it anyways. And then when those obstacles do start arising, you have the resilience to overcome every single one of them because you actually believe that if anyone can do it, it's you. That's what I mean by believing in yourself, having that vision, grit, and resilience. Yeah, we can give it up for that. And so after going to the Olympic Games, I actually came home and I finished that tattoo and put the Olympic rings underneath the believe exactly where I said I would. And that's where I want you to find your word. Now, I've been so fortunate to stand on stages and get to share that story with audiences like you guys all over North America. But that story is not my favorite story to share. My favorite story to share is what happens 4 years later. Because, as you guys know, the Olympics, they come back around every 4 years. And just because you made the last Olympic Games does not guarantee you make the next ones. Now, luckily for me, heading into the next Olympic Games, which was the Rio Olympic Games, I had just come off winning this silver medal. I was also ranked top 10 in the world, and I'd only lost to the #1 ranked girl in the world at the Pan Am Games. And so for Rio, I was a medal hopeful for Canada. And it was awesome. I was doing all these media appearances. I launched a clothing line with winners. I was on billboards all across the country. It was so exciting. But it was also a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. And I remember 6 weeks before the Rio Olympic trials, I had a workout on a Tuesday. Tuesday, I ran so fast. Probably the fastest I've ever run in my entire life. I remember just crossing the finish line, looking down at my watch, being like, dang, I'm fast right now. That Tuesday night, after that workout, I remember going to sleep and just thinking, okay, everything is coming together. It's all fitting perfectly. And on the Wednesday, I woke up. And on the Wednesday, my hamstrings, the muscle in the back of your leg, they were super, super tight, which you guys know. You know that, right? You just push your body hard. You start to push yourself beyond your last ability. You get sore. Your body's adapting. And so when I wake up that Wednesday and my hamstrings are tight, I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't work out today. And then I thought, well, no, if I don't work out today, then I'm not doing everything I can. And if I don't do everything I can, then I won't win a medal. If I don't win a medal, I won't be at the Olympics, and then everyone's going to be let down. Okay, so I'll work out anyways. And I go to the track, and I don't tell my coach that my hamstrings are tight because I'm scared he'll make me not do the workout. And as athletes, you know, we're a little bit crazy at times, right? And so I told my coach, no, I'm feeling good today. And halfway through, he's smart, and he goes, you know, Sarah, you don't really look like yourself today. You look a bit tired. Let's shut it down here. Let's stop here. And I was like, no, what should I tell him? What should I tell him? I need to keep doing this workout. I know, coach. Let's play a game. How about if I run the next interval slower, I'll stop. But if I run the next interval the same or better, you have to let me keep going. He's like, okay, crazy lady. Sure, do more running. And so for this next interval, I am now pouring everything into it because I have to run the same or better in order to keep going. And if you can imagine what it would feel like as you are sprinting along in the back of your hamstring like you have a Ziploc bag full of air, tightly sealed, and as you are sprinting so close to the finish line, you just hear that pop, where I faceplant to the floor, rip an inch tear in my hamstring, and suddenly I learned another hard lesson. I laid on that track bawling my eyes out. The noise that it made when my hamstring exploded sounded like a gunshot. That night, I went home just so mad at myself, just thinking over and over again. I even woke up this morning and said, maybe I shouldn't work out today. Why did I choose to do that? And I know now that there are a few lessons that I clearly had not yet learned. The first one of those was that sometimes we can be caught up in this thing, especially as athletes, where we assume our highest level of success is our new baseline. That's so silly. Because success is not a video game where you hit a checkpoint and then you never go back down and you just keep going. Success is a roller coaster ride of ups and downs and good days and bad days. I had just had an incredible workout the day before. Why did I feel the need that I still had to work out on that Wednesday? Some of you here right now, some of you have had tournaments that blew your mind. You've had games that went way better than you ever expected. And what I want you to promise me is that you're not going to now set this bar for yourself where you have to show up as who you were in this series of games every single game from this point forward. Because that's so much pressure, that's so much stress, and it's not reality. And some of you had games that did not go as planned. Some of you feel like you underplayed, that you didn't get to show everything you're capable of, and now you're questioning if you are that person. And I want you to promise me that you recognize that you are on the same roller coaster that the people who won games are in. You're just in a different cart. It is a roller coaster ride, and your highest level of success is not your new baseline. The second thing that I needed to learn that night was that sometimes rest is the most productive activity we can do. That's hard for us as athletes because we know when we work hard, we get better. We work hard, we advance our skills. But also, in order to really absorb some of that hard training, we need rest. And that's scary because we live in a culture, in a world where we are so afraid of loss. You'll say something to me like, Sarah, no, I can't rest, then I won't get better. You can't tell me to rest, that's ridiculous. But rather than focusing on what you will lose, how can you focus on what you will gain? What do you actually create space for? I'm promising you that rest is almost just as important as putting in some of those hard days. Sometimes rest is the most important thing we can do. The third thing that I needed to learn that night is that sometimes the very thing that has made us successful to this point is the exact thing holding us back from our future success. I genuinely believe I made the Olympics, I became an Olympic athlete because I was a person willing to go to the track, push myself, work hard, even on the days I didn't want to. But that is also the exact reason why I tore my hamstring that day. And so my question for all of you is to think about what is something that you might need to let go of in order to move forward. Some of you are saying, no, Sarah, I got here because I was hard on myself. I got here from telling myself I was garbage, and that made me push harder. Okay, maybe it is what helped you get here. But if you keep telling yourself that, if you keep having those moments of doubt, you might just end up with that silver medal in the moment that you might need it most. And so what is something that you might need to let go of in order to move forward? Is it doubt? Is it a self-identity? Is it a friend who's not building you up and instead is tearing you down? What is that thing for you? So, having learned those 3 lessons, my hamstring has an inch tear in it. I have 6 weeks left to get back for the Rio Olympic trials. In those 6 weeks, I do everything I could. I do cryo chambers, shockwave, acupuncture, every therapy you can imagine, I tried it. And 6 weeks, it happened quickly. Now, luckily for me, I had been a 4-time national champion. And I knew that they would send the top 3 to the Olympics. And so I thought, okay, I don't need to win again. I just need to get top 3. I have some wiggle room here. I have some buffer. And so at the 6-week mark, when the Rio Olympic trials happened, I just said to myself over and over again, I believe in me. On the day of that race, this was going to be the very first time I was jumping over hurdles since I tore my hamstring. I was so scared, I was so nervous, but I also knew that the only thing I could do was focus in on what was in my control. When the gun went off, I attacked every single hurdle, like it was the absolute last one. I wanted this so badly, and I remember getting about halfway through the race and suddenly looking around and realizing I was winning. I was like, haha, suckers, haven't even been training for 6 weeks. And as we come into the final corner, all of a sudden, the first girl comes into my vision. And I was like, that's okay. I just need to stay top 3. Hold on here. There's 2 more hurdles to go. And I leap up over the second last hurdle, and a second girl comes into my vision. And as we are charging towards the final hurdle, I just need to hold on to 3rd. We leap up over the final hurdle, and a 3rd girl comes into my vision, but we are shoulder to shoulder. We touch down on the other side of the final hurdle, charging to the finish line. I want this more than she does. I get there, I lean. I look up at this scoreboard. Top 3 make the Olympics, and I get 4th. 4th. 4 years of work, 4 years of sweat, 4 years of my life. And do you want to guess how much I got 4th by? Half a second. The amount of time that it took you to clap your hands twice as fast as you can is the amount of time that I watched my dream of becoming an Olympic gold medalist just evaporate in front of my eyes. I was devastated. When we left the track that day, we pulled into the driveway of the Airbnb we were staying at, and I couldn't go into the house. I couldn't go into the house because I couldn't accept that this pursuit was over. There was no more one more workout or a session with my physiotherapist. It was just it. For 4 years, I had been known as Sarah Wells, the Olympian. And now, Sarah Wells, the Olympian, doesn't make the Olympics. So instead of going into the house, I just opened my car door and fell onto the driveway and laid in fetal position, just cried and cried. Because I thought that I had failed everyone. I thought I would never get invited to do another speaking engagement ever again. I thought that the entire world was just about to flip upside down. And after that moment, laying in the driveway, I quit sport. And I always joke, it's probably not what you expected your motivational speaker to say, hey guys, when it's hard, just quit, just get up. But at the time it was forever, but I only left sport for 1 year. Because what I really needed was just space between me and that moment. Because after that happened, I started to question everything. Because after my first Olympic Games, I had already been standing on stages talking to people about if you believe in yourself, you can achieve your goals. But now, laying in that driveway, I believed in myself, but I did not achieve my goal. So is it this sick joke that people just tell you to make you feel better? And in that year off, I realized that I actually believed in myself more strongly after not making the Olympics, even more so than when I did. Because I still stood on the start line that day. I didn't let my circumstances define my outcome, and I still went for it anyways. And even though it didn't result the way that I had hoped, it helped me show a strength inside that I didn't even know that I had. And so I hope that every single one of you remind yourselves to stand on your version of a start line, whatever that is for you, and go for it anyways. Because every single time I share this story, both sides of the Olympics, far more people come up to me after the fact and say they were more inspired by the time where I didn't make the Olympics over the time where I did. And I think that's because we can all remember our lay in the driveway in fetal position and cry moment. You can probably remind yourself of a time where you got injured, where you were defeated. Some of you might be experiencing that right now. And in those moments, I challenge you to, instead of placing a limiting belief on yourself, telling yourself why you can't, why you're not good enough, that instead you remind yourself of this line. Hard work won't always lead to success. That sucks. Because when you put in the time, you earned it, you deserved it. I agree. But unfortunately, hard work doesn't always lead to success. But being resilient, choosing to get back up, will always help you find your next opportunity for success. I don't believe I would have this job had I have not been in the driveway that day. I think having the experience, the epic defeat and failure has helped me become more, relatable and given me opportunities that I would have never thought possible. And right now, we don't know the reasons for the obstacles you're facing, why you need to face them, but I promise you, if you choose to get back up, be resilient, you will find the answer. Hard work won't always lead to success, but being resilient will lead to another opportunity for success. Just want to check my time. Okay, so before I get into my last story, I do want to put this QR code up here because, again, I know some of you have had tournaments or games that have gone super well, and some of you have had games that have gone less well. And so I want to give a kind of a raffle here tonight where you can put your name in, and I'm going to do a one-on-one call and chat through the mindset and the obstacles and things that I used in sport that maybe we weren't able to get to tonight that you can use in your journey as well. So athletes, feel free to scan the QR code, just put your name and email, I'll reach out, I'll let you guys know who the winner is, and any parents in the audience who believe that this message could be suited for anything else, whether that's an event or a school that you're involved in, please feel free to put your contact in there as well. But I'm looking forward to meeting some of the athletes here and having that chat, and I'll be announcing that on social media tomorrow, and so please put your name into that, and I'll send the email out to let you know if you're the winner. Now, moving into this final story. In my bio, you heard that I was on this show called The Amazing Race Canada. Hands up if you know what The Amazing Race Canada is. Okay, nice. We got some fans. For those of you that don't know what the Amazing Race is, it's basically like an epic scavenger hunt where you can, well, basically you don't eat, sleep, pee, drink water. It's insane. You do all these challenges, and you are locked away from the rest of the universe. They take away your phones, your laptops. They take TVs out of hotel rooms that you're staying at in between the legs of the race. You fall off the face of the earth. You can't have any contact with the outside world. All you're doing is focusing on the race. And these challenges can be anything. They can be anything from, one of the things we had to do was go up to the deepest Arctic lake in the Northwest Territories, and we had to dive under the ice and find the clue. Now, this was my most terrifying challenge because I can't swim. I told you guys, I suck at sports. I am not a good athlete. And so when I rip open this clue on the show, I start bawling my eyes out because I can't swim. And the entire lake was covered in ice. And not just a thin layer of ice. It was a meter thick of ice. A meter. And they had carved out a tiny human-sized hole that I had to slither into. And then I was so cold that I was holding myself up, not letting my torso go in, and just started having the hyperventilating and going until the technician is like, Sarah, your core temperature is dropping. If you stay in the water for too long, I'm gonna have to pull you out. You need to go now. And so finally I dive under the lake. I end up finding the clue. I come out and find the only other tiny hole that had been carved out on the ice, where I pop my head up like a baby seal, pick one knee up on the ice, next knee up on the ice. I see the producer, who you're not supposed to acknowledge when the cameras are on, and I just march right up to him, and I said, I hated everything about that. Now that experience, going under the ice, facing one of my fears, I won't have time to get into all the details, so I'm fast forwarding through this story. But that moment, when I would finish the race and people would ask me, what was your favorite challenge? What was your most favorite and what was your least favorite? And both times, my answer was the ice challenge. Because before the race, if you would have said, Sarah, you're gonna get this clue and you're gonna have to dive under the Arctic lake that is fully covered in ice where you have no place to get air, I would have said, no. Absolutely not. That's where we get disqualified. That's where I'm going to quit. That's where I'm going to give up. But I did it. I grew more in those 10 minutes than I could have in 10 months. Because when you put yourself into a position where you stretch yourself, you do things that maybe you never thought were possible for you, you blow the ceiling off of what you now realize is in your reach. And so I'm not saying you need to go dive under a deep Arctic lake in order to get uncomfortable and push your boundaries. But I do encourage you to focus on the fact that when we do push ourselves, that we can find a growth in those 10 minutes, 10 games, 10 hours that takes other people 10 years to accomplish. Now, if you plan to watch the race and you haven't seen it already, it's season 7. You can find it on Crave TV, #not sponsored. But if you do plan to watch it, I apologize because I'm going to ruin it for you. Because I'm going to tell you how it ends. Sam and I, my training partner, we went on this race with obviously the intention to win. We wanted to win. Because the winners of the Amazing Race Canada get $250,000, a trip around the world, and 2 cars, one for each person. And so, naturally, as athletes, we're like, yeah, we're ready for this, we got this. And we know pressure, we know stress, and we get through all of the legs of the race, all the different checkpoints. And a team gets eliminated at checkpoint 1, a team gets eliminated at checkpoint 2, and they whittle themselves down from 10 teams to finally 1 winner. On the day of the final filming for the episodes, Sam and I wanted this so badly. And because we had fallen off the face of the earth, we had put our lives on pause, we couldn't tell anyone where we were going. We were so ready to win this. We felt like we had given it our whole selves. And of course, some of the challenges, there's some hiccups. There's some things that don't go our way. And in the end, Sam and I, we get second. another silver medal. Damn it. Now, the winners of the Amazing Race get $250,000, a trip around the world in 2 cars. Second place gets nothing. Nothing. Not even like, here's your lunch money, thank you so much for coming out. Nothing. And the worst part was that after the show gets filmed, we go home and we can't tell anyone what happened because it hasn't started airing on TV yet. And so, as it eventually starts, the first episode and the second episode, our friends and our family, they watch us make it on, and make it on, and make it on, and make it on, and make it on, until the finale. And all of my friends are like, oh my God, you're gonna win, aren't you? You're totally gonna win. And I just had to shrug my shoulders because I wasn't allowed to say what happened. We signed a contract that said we would owe the network $3 million if we said anything. And so I just said, I guess you have to wait and see. And so heading into the finale, Sam and I were chatting, and we were like, what should we do? Like, do we watch the episode? Do we just hide in our rooms? You know, what should we do? And we came up with the idea that what we would do is rent a 500-person auditorium and invite everyone we've ever met. We put a social media contest out there, we raised money for charity by selling tickets, and we made the finale a big deal. Now, of course, this only reinforces my friends' mindset that they've convinced themselves that I have won the Amazing Race. And so everyone comes into the auditorium, they're all excited. We don't want to tell them that this is about to end this way. And we even hired an MC for the event so that every commercial break, Sam and I could come up to the stage and the MC could ask us questions and we could tell the audience about some of the behind the scenes that they had just witnessed on the show. And so in the final minutes of the show, the audience watches us run up and get second. And of course, in that moment, it cuts to commercial break. And all of a sudden, the audience stands up and erupts in cheer. And instantly, I was just so overcome with emotion, reminding ourselves of how close we got to getting the prize and then not winning. But of course, it's commercial break. The MC is calling us up onto the stage, and so Sam and I have to get up and walk up to the stage, and I'm bawling. And so the MC, he sees me and he says, you know, Sarah, I can see you're upset. Why don't you tell the audience what's going through your head? And I looked at the audience and I said, you know, we made a really big deal out of tonight. And I know because of that, many of you thought we won. But we didn't invite you here because we won. We invited you here because we didn't. And it is just as important to celebrate the shortcomings as it is to celebrate the successes. Because regardless of the outcome, we can always pick those lessons up and apply it to our next opportunity. My hope is that everything I've shared with every single one of you here tonight, regardless of whether or not this tournament went the way you had planned or not, that you remind yourself to stand on your version of a start line and go for it anyways. That you don't get so caught up in the outcome that you forget about the actions that got you here. My hope is that every single one of you reminds yourself that hard work doesn't always lead to success, but being resilient will always lead to another opportunity for it. Because even when you get silver, all those silver medal moments, they add up. Because if the most important thing in success is taking action, the second most important step is to give it time. Give it time for your actions to compound, because every single one of those silver medal moments will ultimately lead you to exactly where you need to be. If you take away nothing else from tonight, please remember this final line. Success or failure is not an end point. Success or failure is simply a through point. Because in this race, There is no finish line. Thank you so much.
Sarah, pour ton message tellement inspirant. Now I'd like to acknowledge the winners of both the consolation as well as the championship rounds. So starting with consolation round. U16AA, silver medal, Cyclone Québec. And gold medal, Team PEI. In the consolation round again, U19AA, silver medal, Waterloo Wildfire. And gold medal, Team New Brunswick. Now turning to the championship round. U16AA, bronze medal, St. Albert Mission. Silver medal, Team Alberta. And gold medal, Team New Brunswick. Man, folks from New Brunswick are loud. U19AA, bronze medal, Calgary Fusion. Silver medal, Zone 2 Blaze. And gold medal, St. Albert Mission. And now for the NRL. Bronze medal, Calgary Wrath. Silver medal, Mission Montréal. And gold medal, Edmonton Wham. And I think another person that needs to be acknowledged as a winner is the winner of our 50-50, who took home $7,685 from Alberta, Guy Bailey. I think Guy just made about 1,700 friends today. Now let's turn to the Skills Awards. The Skills Competition and present the awards. Et maintenant, nous nous tournons vers le concours d'habileté pour présenter les prix aux gagnants. To present these awards, I would like to call on Paul Benson and Paul Kozan on behalf of the White Butte Skills and Conditioning Camp to take the podium. Accueillons Paul Benson et Paul Kozan pour présenter les prix du concours d'habileté.
Thank you, sir.
Jeez.
Oh, it's bright.
All right. All I can see is the little globes, and that's it. I can't see any people. That's probably just as well. I'm Paul Kozan.
And I'm Paul Benson.
Paul Jr.
And Senior.
We're with the White Butte Skills and Conditioning Camp, and we had the honor of putting on the skills competition to kick this whole party off on Sunday.
So before we get into the awards, we just want to say thank you to everyone in this room that truly embraced the spirit of the skills competition.
The skills session was meant to be a fun little kickoff to an amazing week, and based on the noise level down on the ice, we couldn't hear ourselves think, It was a pretty exciting event. We had about 90 athletes competing in each age division, and the competition and energy in the rink was just amazing. So it was a great way to kick off the week.
Yeah, as Paul said, the noise, I'm pretty sure the contestants couldn't hear a word we were saying, because we couldn't hear it.
No.
So as long as they were prepared for it, it went all right.
Exactly. So I guess we should probably get the party started here and start handing out some of the awards. We didn't really say at the time of the awards when we were going to do this. So to answer the question, right now is when we're going to hand these awards out here. So we're going to start with U16s.
Yep, you bet. So we've got some envelopes here with really big writing on them so that senior can read them. And so we're going to start with U16s. So we're going to announce the top 3 in each skill in each age group. And then we'll announce the winner, and we'll have the winner come up and grab their trophy. So for fastest skater for U16, our top 3 are from Zone 2 Blaze, Kayla, sorry. From Team Saskatchewan, Hannah Meyer. And from Alberta 5, Calgary Current, Catherine Griffiths. And the winner of the award goes to, is there a drum roll? Kayla Kester from Zone 2 Blaze. Back there, but I don't think.
Give me that mo wet, give me that crystal style. Ladies love my style. At my table getting wild. Get them bottles poppin'. We get that drippin', that drop out. Now give me 2 more bottles, 'cause you know it don't stop.
So we kind of ran a few of the events all together at once there, and the next one we're going to announce is the goalie agility. So for the U16, the top 3, from West Ottawa, Ontario 3, Molly McBean. From Manitoba 1, Team Manitoba, Marcina Krang. And from PEI 1, PEI Wave, Charlie Lynch. And the goalie agility winner goes to Charlie Lynch.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that guy?
So while the goalies were doing their thing, we ran a sharpshooter in the middle. So for the U16 sharpshooter, which was the target shooting and the accuracy, the top 3, from Alberta 3, the Calgary Core, Brooklyn Campbell. From Ontario 1, Team Ontario, Jenna Martin. And from Ontario 2, from Burlington, Cassie Bim. And the winner was? From Ontario 1, Jenna Martin.
Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire. We gon' boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like the roof on fire. Now, baby, get my booty naked, take off all your clothes and light the roof on fire. Tell her, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball.
So while the goalies were doing that, and the the target shooters were shooting at their targets, we also had a radar gun out there and we were measuring shot speed. So the hardest shot for the U16, the top three, from NB1, Team New Brunswick, Emily Daigle. From Alberta 5, the Calgary Current, Danny Faulkner. And from Manitoba 2, Bonavitale Angels, Camry Wilkes. And the winner goes to? From Calgary Current, Danny Faulkner. So the last event we ran was the skater agility. So that was just an agility course that we ran out of both ends and just in the spirit of time. So our top three for the U16 and the skater agility, from Quebec 1, Nelly Randu. From Alberta 2, St. Albert Mission, Ella Anderson. And from Alberta 3, the Calgary Core, Tasha Blackwell. And the winner was? From Alberta 3, Tasha Blackwell. So we're going to have Paul look after the U19 events.
Okay, here we go. Same format, I will announce the top three. I will start with fastest skater. Envelope, please. These are our top three fastest skaters. From the Eastman Flames, Kyra Sadoun. From Team Ontario, Alex Whirl. And from Lac Saint Louis, Julia Franco. And the winner is Julia Franco from Lac Saint Louis.
Show me how you do. I wanna shut down the cloud with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones.
Oh, I like crazy, foolish, stupid, party going wild, fist pumping music. I might lose it, glass to the roof, how we lose it, lose it, lose it. I don't care tonight, she don't care, we like almost there, the right vibe, ready to get live, ain't no surprise, take me so high, jumping those dives, surfing the crowd. Ooh, said I gotta be the man, I'm the head of my band, mic check 1, 2. Shut them down in the club where the Playboy does, so they all get loose, loose, out the bottle.
All of the award winners are at the very back, I think. All right, for now we're going to get on to goalie agility. These are the top three for goalie agility. From Team Ontario, Nicole Ryan. From Team New Brunswick, Sophie Dagg. And from the Zone 2 Blaze, Jesse Schmidt. And the top competitor in goalie agility from Team New Brunswick, Sophie Dagg.
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving, and it's driving me crazy. And I didn't have the slightest idea until I saw you dancing. And when you walk up on the dance floor, nobody can
Okay, moving right along onto the sharpshooter contest. These are the three from Team Alberta, Ashley Anderson. From the Zone 2 Blaze, Rachel Bushfield. And from Waterloo, Izzy Lawrence. And the winner from Zone 2 Blaze, Rachel Bushfield.
You fit me, tailor-made, love how you put it on. Got the only key, know how to turn it on. The way you never lie my ear, the only words I wanna hear. Baby, take it slow so we can last long.
Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso.
Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the hardest shooter for the U19 division. These are the three from Team Manitoba, Madison Hopkins. From Team Saskatchewan, Cameron Harum. And from Team Quebec, Ophelia Vivier. And the winner of the hardest shot from Team Quebec, Ophelia Vivier.
Let's do it tonight. Grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything. Take advantage of the night, 'cause tomorrow I'm off to do battle, perform for a princess, but tonight
Okay, and our last award to hand out is for U19 Skater Agility. These are the three contenders from Team British Columbia, Lauren Tang. From GCRA, Julia Wilson. And from Waterloo, Jace Cormier. And the winner of the Skater Agility from GCRA, Julia Wilson.
Going outside the window as I look around the room, and it makes me so depressed to see the blue. There's not a soul out there. No one to hear my prayer. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Give me a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness till the break of the day. Movie star. Find the end of the rainbow with the fortune to win. It's so different from the world I'm living in.
To all of the athletes who competed in the skills competition, thank you. It was a blast, and hope to see you guys all out again next year.
You're leaving me already, Paul? We're done? We're good? We're good. Thanks, everybody.
I get the feeling that Paul wanted to spend a bit more time at the podium. Maybe I should call him back. Now I'd like to call on Jenny Lloyd from Ringette Canada and Sandra Jackal from Real to present the following awards: National Ringette League Award, Sportsmanship Award, and All-Star Awards. Et maintenant, je demanderai à Jenny Lloyd de Ringette Canada et Sandra Jackal de Real de s'avancer pour présenter les prix suivants: le prix de la Ligue nationale de Ringette, le prix de l'esprit sportif et les prix pour les équipes étoiles.
Hello, everyone. This season saw full return to normal play with the pandemic behind us. This year, we had extended our partnership with TELUS, supporting us to live stream all the NRL games, as well as make a dedicated Ringette channel on their Optic TV network. Le sport se développe et notre LNR est à l'avant-garde. Félicitations aux finalistes de la NLR. Ceux-ci ont été annoncés la semaine dernière, procédons maintenant à la révélation du gagnant et gagnante. The nominees for these awards were announced last week, and now let's proceed to find out the winners. Where am I starting? Volunteer of the Year. That's the first one. Le prix de bénévole de l'année cette année sera décerné à une bénévole gentille, posée, dévouée et respectée par ses pairs. Il est une humaine extraordinaire. As an organization, Ringette Canada would like to acknowledge one individual in particular as the NRL Volunteer of the Year. I personally have had the privilege of collaborating with this person since I started with Ringette Canada. Il est agréable de travailler avec lui. À chaque fois, il fait avancer les choses de manière calme et facile. He is a leader and a problem solver and has really helped with the overall development of the league. You may have seen him around the rink this week. I would like to formally acknowledge Darren Kruger from Saskatchewan Heat as the NRL Volunteer of the Year. And on to the next award, Coaching Staff of the Year, l'Entrepreneuse de l'année. And the nominees are Elena Maison, Atlantic Attack, Calgary Wrath, Nepean Ravens, and Saskatchewan Heat. This award is voted and selected by their peers. Ce prix est voté et sélectionné par leurs pairs. Congratulations, félicitations to the 22-23 Coaching Staff of the Year, Calgary Wrath. Head coach, Barb Batista, assistant coaches, Nicole Prokop and Dallas Robbins, and trainer, Jeffrey Ung.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 That tonig
And now on to Rookie of the Year, Recrue de l'année. The most outstanding athlete in their first year of NRL competition, l'athlète qui joue à sa première année dans la LNR. And the nominees are, et les nommés sont, Brittany Lanouette, Rive-Sud Révolution, Aaron Ung from the Calgary Wrath, Manon Vauture from the Atlantic Attack, and Taylor Lorenz from the Saskatchewan Heat. Congratulations to the 22-23 Rookie of the Year, Aaron Ung from the Calgary Wrath.
I'm bringing sexy back. Them motherfuckers don't know how to act.
Now on to Best Goaltender, Meilleur Gardien de But. And the nominees are, et les nommés sont, Arjuman Gruwal from the Edmonton Wham, Bria Beck from the Calgary Wrath, Jasmine LeBlanc from the Atlantic Attack, and Laurie St. Pierre from the Rive-Sud Revolution. And congratulations to our Goaltender of the Year, Laurie St. Pierre. Now moving on to Best Forward, meilleur avant. And the nominees are, et les nommés sont, Anne Sauvé from the Calgary Wrath, Audrey Ann Plante from the Rive-Sud Revolution, Brittany Snowden from the Atlantic Attack, and Jamie Bell from the Edmonton Wham. And congratulations to our Best Forward this year, Brittany Snowden from the Atlantic Attack. I'd like to congratulate Brittany Snowden again, who is also our NRL scoring champion this season. L'athlète ayant compté plus de buts, with the highest goals per game ratio for the season. And now moving on to Best Center, le meilleur athlète jouant la position centre. And the nominees are, et les nommés sont, Jillian Dreger from the Edmonton Wham, Justine Exner of Calgary Wrath, Kelsey Yulden from the Waterloo Wildfire, and Molly Lewis from the Nepean Ravens. So congratulations to our Best Center, Molly Lewis from the Nepean Ravens.
Time ballin' in that. Tell the bartender, line up some sides, cause I'ma get loose tonight. She's on fire, she's so hot. I'm no liar, she burned up the spot. Look like Mariah, I took another shot. Just hold her, drop it like it's hot. Dirty talk, dirty dance. She a freaky girl, and I'm a freaky man. She on the rebound, broke up with an ex, and I'm like Rodman, ready on deck.
Molly is with us in spirit. Okay, now moving on to the Best Defense, meilleur athlète jouant la position défensive. And the nominees are, et les nommés sont, Camille Dumont, Rive-Sud Revolution, Julie Vandal, Gatineau Fusion, Melissa Misutka, Edmonton Wham, and Rachel Ung from the Calgary Wrath. So congratulations to our Best Defensive Player, Melissa Misuka from the Edmonton Wham. is our top scorer, l'athlète ayant marqué le plus de points pour la saison. And the winner is Jenny Snowden from the Atlantic Attack.
Some give it to our girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, all my girls. Sandra Paul say, well, I'm on the way, the time cold. I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on.
And now our final NRL award, Most Valuable Player, Athlète la plus utile. And the nominees are Elena Maison, Annie Debaji from the Edmonton Wham, Jenny Snowden from the Atlantic Attack, Caitlin Yulden from the Calgary Wrath, and Lawrence Larocque from Rive Sud Revolution. And congratulations to this year's Most Valuable Player, Caitlin Yulden from the Calgary Wrath. Congratulations to all of our recipients and nominees. Félicitations à ces athlètes extraordinaires. Now on to the All-Star Awards. I have the pleasure of introducing the first and second line All-Stars for each division. So I'd like to invite Karen Maresco from Annabelle Cosmetics, our presenting sponsor, to join me on the stage. Thanks, Karen. Nous avons maintenant le plaisir de vous présenter les étoiles de la première et de la deuxième ligne de chaque division. So if you could come up, because there's a few people in each line, get your jersey, stay on stage until everyone gets their jersey so we can take a picture together. And then there's the nice background after if family and friends want to come and take pictures, and then I'll move on to doing the next category. So starting with under 16 division, second line All-Stars, la deuxième ligne d'étoiles. So we have 3 offensive players, 3 athlètes offense. Our first one is ON1 Team Ontario, number 3, Jenna Martin. NB2 Team New Brunswick, Audrey LeBlanc. And AB2 St. Albert Mission, Kylie Stolk. And now our 2 defensive players, La Défense, AB1 Team Alberta, Rowan Cameron, and QC2 Lac Saint Louis, Hilary Bolduc. And our second line All-Star goalie, la deuxième ligne d'étoiles gardien de but from AB2 St. Albert Mission, Alyssa Carew. The under 19 division. So there's quite a few people walking up, which is great, and we'll just kind of get a line on the go. So la deuxième ligne d'étoiles for U19, 3 offensive players. We have from Alberta 3 Fusion, Mia Hemstreet. From SK1 Team Saskatchewan, Lauren Chainhoven. And from Ontario 2 Waterloo Wildfire, Jace Cormier. And our 2 defensive All-Stars, we have AB2, Zone 2, Blaze, Kaylin Bevis, And QC1, Équipe Québec, Charlie Martel. All right, if you guys want to take All right, we're getting our under 19s up here.
When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power. Just like a prayer, you know I'll take you there. I hear your voice. It's like
Okay, while these girls are getting their photos taken, I'm going to call the NRL division. Second line All-Stars, deuxième ligne d'étoiles. Pour la offense, our three offensive players, Brittany Snowden from the Atlantic Attack, Paige Lentang from the Cambridge Turbos, and Kelsey Yulden from the Waterloo Wildfire. And our two defensive players, the deux athlètes défense, Lauriane Alain, Rip Sud Revolution, and Julie Vandal, Got No Fusion. Et notre gardien de but, our second line all-star goalie, Bree Beck from the Calgary Wrath.
Bring the action.
When you hear this in the club, you're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up.
Sorry.
When we up in the club, all eyes on us. All eyes on us. All eyes on us. See the boys in the club. They watching us. They watching us. They watching us. Everybody in the club. All eyes on us. All eyes on us. All eyes on us.
I wanna scream and shout and let it all out. And scream and shout and let it out. We saying oh, we oh, we oh, we oh. We saying oh, we oh, we oh, we oh. I wanna scream.
Now I'm going to start with the under 16 division, our first line all-stars, la première ligne d'étoiles. So our three offensive players. First one is AB1 Team Alberta, Leah Schmidt. From Team New Brunswick, Ashley Bourgeois. And from Zone 2 Blaze, Madison Rice. Les deux athlètes défense are two defensive players. From Team BC, Nurisa Bibi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And from Team Alberta, Dana Funnell. And our goalie, notre gardien de but, is from Team New Brunswick, Naomi Morin. Well done, girls. And I'll move on to our under 19 first all-star line, la première ligne d'étoiles. Notre trois athlètes offensifs, our three offensive players. From AB4, Jasmine Fevin. From ON3, Morgan Forrest. And from AB1, Regan Meyer. Our two defensive players chosen as first line all-stars for under 19, notre deux athlètes défensifs. From QC, Maude Ouellette. From AB3, Kaylee Armstrong. And our goalie, our first line all-star goalie for under 19, notre gardien de but, from AB4, Abby Ruth Gehring.
I still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you, it's hard to survive.
And now for our first line all-stars for the NRL, les premières lignes des soirs, pour le LNR, notre 3 athlètes offensifs, our 3 offensive players. First, from the Montreal Mission, Megan Fontaine. Our second offensive player from the Edmonton Wham, Jillian Dreger. And finally, for offense from the Atlantic Attack, Jenny Snowden. And our 2 defensive players, notre 2 athlètes défensifs, both from the Edmonton Wham, Melissa Misuka and Annie Debaji. And our goalie, notre gardien de but, la première ligne d'étoile from the Waterloo Wildfire, Cam Schnarr.
I hopped up the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio and the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Got my hands up to play my song.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much to our first and second line All-Star winners. Now I'd like to invite Angie Milbury, President of Ringa Canada, to the stage to help present the award, the True Sport Awards. C'est maintenant le temps pour la présentation des prix Sport Pur de Agnes Jacks. The Agnes Jacks True Sport Awards have been designed to highlight the difference that teams are making within our sport. I would just ask the captains of the winning teams to come up at this time and join us on the stage. Je demanderai aux capitaines des équipes gagnantes de venir nous rejoindre sur la scène. So we'll start with the under-16s. The Agnes Jack True Sports Award goes to AB2 St. Albert Mission.
Could we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a place much simpler than this. Cause after all the partying and smashing and crashing, and all the glitz and the glam and the fashion, and all the pandemonium and all the madness, there comes a time where you fade to the blackness. And when you're staring at the phone.
And now the Agnes Jack True Sports Award dans la division U19. Congratulations to AB3 Alberta Fusion.
You can feel it in the air. Oh, it's a passion. Oh, you can feel it in the air. Oh, it's a passion. Oh, oh, oh.
And finally, in our L division, the Agnes True Sport Award, Félicitations au Calgary Wrath.
That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls, they only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal, suicidal. When they say it's over. See, it started at the park, used to chill after dark. Ooh, when you took my heart, that's when we fell apart. Cause we both thought that love lasts forever. Lasts forever. They say we too young to get ourselves sprung. Ooh, we didn't care. We made it very clear. And they also said that we couldn't last.
Thank you so much, Jenny, and congratulations to all the winners. Now I'd like to call on Michelle Burnett, Chair of the 2023 Host Committee, to provide some closing remarks. Je demanderai à Michelle Burnett, présidente du comité hôte, de partager avec nous quelques mots de clôture.
Well, good evening, everybody. I want to extend my warmest welcome to everybody here tonight. What a week. I started off with everybody cheering, and I have watched a lot of competition, so let's cheer for everybody again tonight. I commented this morning to somebody that I can't believe it is at the end of the whole week. It has been a lot, but it has been fun all the way. I am honored to highlight an incredible achievement to all you athletes. The athletes have demonstrated remarkable talent and dedication. Also, to all of you that have traded pins, like who knew the pins was going to be such a thing this week, but that was great to see you guys all interacting with each other. It actually warmed my heart. We reflect on the past couple of days of competition. It was impressive and such an awe to watch all of you. You are amazing female athletes who have graced the ice, and you've shown us the spirit of the skill and unwavering determination. These you remarkable athletes are not only made us proud on the ice, but off the ice. You guys are role models to young girls across the nation, showing them that they can pursue their passion as well. So I would really like to thank the committee that I had for this week, for the last 6 months, that has helped me put together this whole week. I will start with Jada, Darla, Lori, Heather, Keely, Vicky and Mike, Jen, Kim, Neil, Kristen, Jason, Nicole, and Scott. I couldn't have done this week without all of you. I also would like to thank the title sponsors Gatorade, Annabelle, Hotel Association, and Real. This facility, the hotels have had nothing but compliments all over from a lot of the teams. And a big thank you to Ringette Canada for the partnership and of this 2023 Canada Ringette Championship. Also, I want to thank you and congratulate all of you incredible athletes who participated in this event this year. You have left a remarkable mark here in Regina for the sport of ringette. And the legacy, I hope, will continue. So I'd like to call right now Matthias to the stage. So at this point, I would like to hand off this flag to New Brunswick that will be hosting the 2024 Canada Ringette Championship.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, everybody, and I hope you have fun this evening.
Okay, so I promise I'll be quick. It's bedtime. Okay, hello all. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matthias Pizarra. I am the Executive Director of Ringette New Brunswick. I'm here representing the 2024 Canadian Ringette Championship Host Committee. First off, obviously, as everyone's mentioned, I would like to congratulate Michelle and her 2023 Host Committee team on a very successful national championship. I think the town of Regina and the Regina Ringette Association should be incredibly proud of the accomplishment. To the Ringette Canada staff and officials, thank you for your continued dedication to promote and develop our sport across the country. The sport of Ringette needs dedicated and passionate individuals to make these events successful, and let's give it up for our Ringette Canada staff. To all the parents, thank you for your countless hours of support with your athletes. Your devotion has given these girls some amazing opportunities in Ringette and has given them unforgettable life experiences. Your sacrifice does not go unnoticed, and everyone truly appreciates it. So, athletes, how about a round of applause for the family members who helped get you here today? And finally, to the athletes, I know you've all trained long and hard for this moment. You've pushed yourself to the limit, and you've given it your all. So no matter the outcome, you should be incredibly proud of what you have achieved. You've not only represented your association and your province well, but you've also inspired a generation of future Ringette players. You know, Ringette has this unique ability to bring people together from all across the country, celebrate our cultural differences, and find common ground through the power of sport. Let's give it up one last time for all the athletes, coaches, and staff. And from our future host committee, the Dieppe Ringette Association and Ringette New Brunswick look forward to hosting you all in 2024 Canadian Ringette Championships in Dieppe, New Brunswick. All right, at these championships, we'll have an East Coast flair, which will feature a week of maritime charm, hospitality, and most of all, fun. The Acadian population is excited to welcome you all. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you all next year.
Thank you, Mathias. Il y a eu une erreur qui s'est glissée dans les cérémonies et j'aimerais en parler un petit peu. There is a mistake or an error that happened. We forgot the second line all-star goalie for U19. So what I'd like to do right now is call on Team Saskatchewan goalie, number 31, Maddie Nystrom. And if the rest of the second team all-star from U19 could join Maddie at the front for a picture, that would be great. Et finalement, je demanderai à Julie Vézina, directrice générale de Ringette Canada, de nous adresser des mots de clôture. And finally, I'd like to call on Julie Vézina, Executive Director of Ringette Canada, to talk to us about the next steps.
Good evening, and thank you so much for your presence here tonight. Votre participation en si grand nombre est impressionnante et c'est très agréable de finir cette semaine avec vous. I want to thank the hosting committee, especially Michelle Burnett, for all the hard work given tonight. Thank you and all of your team for and all the volunteers that helped throughout the week. Merci. Athlètes et entraîneurs, athletes and coaches, we hope you had fun while competing at the highest level in Canada. To all the parents and families, thanks for supporting the athletes here tonight and believing in them. Les voyages dispendieux, le taxi les samedis matins ne rapportent pas que des médailles. Les sourires, la fierté et les leçons de vie tirées dans le sport n'ont pas de prix. Aux officiels, dépisteurs, superviseurs, votre contribution au championnat est inestimable. Thank you for giving your time year after year. No ref, no game was a trend in many sports this past few years, and we can definitely appreciate why. To the Ringgit Canada team, I can't say how grateful I am to have you by my side. J'ai la chance de conclure le championnat canadien 2023. J'espère que l'événement fut aussi mémorable pour vous qu'il l'a été pour moi. This has truly been a memorable week, and in Regina has shown outstanding hospitality and professionalism. To all our sponsors, having you supporting Ringgit, the year of our 60th anniversary was an amazing gift. C'est avec plaisir que je vous donne rendez-vous l'an prochain à Dieppe, au Nouveau-Brunswick. We will see you all next year in Dieppe, New Brunswick. Thank you et bonne fin de soirée à tous et à toutes.
And this concludes the award ceremony. So now it's time to party. Merci. Bonsoir à tous. Thank you very much. If people would like to meet Sarah Wells, she's available at the front. And if you would like to see her silver medal, she would be very happy to show it to you. And if we can call the second line All-Star U19 AA, we're missing one player for a picture up front here.
So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, I mean, this is exhausting, you know? Like, we're never getting back together. Like, ever.
No!